Now what is the hardest question to answer, because if you asked me now what after high school, I would have said, well, now I go to university and I'm gonna be a parole officer. I'm probably gonna spend the rest of my life in Brandon, Manitoba. I'm probably gonna get married and I'm gonna have 2 kids. And that was gonna be my life. None of those things happened.
I wish you would throw me up in the front seat of that getaway truck that's out there waiting on. So fast we won't have time to look back in that midnight review. Wish you would drive me away.
We are at my house on my farm right now in Rocanville, Saskatchewan. I love that there is no sound other than the wind and, you know, us speaking right now, but I love the peace and quiet and the privacy and the space. Every time I go to play a show, it takes me 2 hours just to get to the airport. I do that drive multiple times a week, just because that's how I put food on the table. My dad was a mechanic and my mom worked in a bank, so they instilled a work ethic in me that I just thought everyone had, and this is what everyone has to do. We're all hard workers around here. I didn't know any different. Okay, so the drive from my house to the airport is very boring. I get it, unless you like cows. That's probably where I get some of my creativity. It's not, you know, we made our own fun. We go quadding in the valley, you know, we used to, when I was a kid, we would build forts in the trees. And there's a lot to do here if you're creative. Things that you can't do in the cities necessarily, you know, or a totally different experience. So it's, I don't know, I like it here.
I think you have to start with some kind of gift or talent, but then to do something with it is the next step. She took the voice lessons, and then she was in, you know, this competition, and she put herself out there.
At about age 14, she auditioned for me, and she sang well. And then I walked around for about 5 minutes, and I didn't say anything. They thought, oh, I'm terrible, I'm terrible. And then I said to her, I said, you know what? 95% of everything you touch will turn to gold. Because you could tell right away. It was just there, and you could just tell.
It's really weird because you win all these awards and you're becoming a bigger and bigger deal. But it's so surreal because you're just Jess.
Yeah. Which one of these is mine?
I guess I'm not really surprised because I believed that you would do it, but
That's nice.
but I don't know. You're still the same person, so.
When she was younger, I went to every single, I mean, now I can't. She's all over the place. But when she was closer to home, I went with her to every single event, everything, and had my little video camera and video cameraed it. And on the way home, on every time, no matter what time it was, how late it was at night, she would watch that video camera just to see what she did wrong, see how she could improve every single time.
She's gonna sing As You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift and her original song, Love's Funny That Way.
She learned to say the word absolutely. And so, Jess, would you do a wedding? Absolutely. Will you sing the national anthem? Yeah, absolutely. Fundraiser? Absolutely. She would say yes to everything. And then she started, you know, with the contests. And so she would, well, she won every one, I think. Every contest.
Jessica, what could a guy sing, right? You know, I've been talking about pitch and control all night and singing, right? And that was it, right there.
Thank you.
So you kind of sort of set the bar there.
I think that's when I realized that maybe I'm more than kind of okay at this singing thing. maybe I can sing.
As the years went by, she tried every contest and won every one of them. That became her goal. She was a swim instructor and a lifeguard. She supported herself. That kind of dedication makes the voice come out.
She loved her lifeguarding job at the swimming pool. She just loved it. She loved the kids and loved to teach them and loved to see them thrive.
While I was doing music I took my certification to become a nail technician because that was a job that I could travel with and I could do anywhere if I wanted, and I still do a little bit here and there because I enjoy it. But yeah, music was the dream, I guess. It's just become so much more than I ever thought could possibly happen.
I don't get a lot of time with her anymore, but she does my nails once a month, and that's my 2 hours with my girl, and it's just awesome. Yeah.
She doesn't do my nails, but we're working on them.
I was approached by a woman in Nashville who wanted to give me a publishing deal.
She came to me one day and she said, "You know what, Mom? I just don't feel like I'm a person without singing. I need that in my life. I have to continue." And I said, "Well, if that's how you feel,
that's what
you just go for it."
Yeah, yeah.
And she's never looked back.
Tell me what you want, where you wanna go. Tell me who you are, what you think. Yeah, you're smiling like you wanna know. All my crazy friends, boy, I'll make you laugh. Talking about Panama City, best spring break I ever had. Baby, I know what you want when you crave my favorite song. So I'll sing along, yeah, sing along, sing up a ride till you kiss me quiet.
My mom still thinks I'm on a break from university. It's been, how long? It's been a lot of years, 7 years.
It was very scary to let her go all by herself on, you know, in Saskatchewan here, especially from where we are, you don't see planes and all that stuff every day, and it was just kind of scary to think, oh my gosh, there she goes by herself, you know, off into the big world.
Usually people, when they come through Saskatchewan, they drive down the #1 highway and see all this flat land and boring territory, and then you see a postcard, Saskatchewan, with wheat and maybe a tractor or something on it, or a Canadian wheat pool elevator. There's a lot more if you search for it, that's for sure. This is home. I don't know, it's where I've always been and probably where I always hopefully where I always will be. It's a lot slower living, as you would probably recognize from coming from the city and coming all the way out here, but.
This land is kind of cool too, especially for Clay. Like, we live on his parents' land, which is kind of cool because, you know, we're sort of keeping it in the family a little bit for right now. And you know, Clay works with his dad. They have a family business that he works for.
Everybody that knows that I'm associated with Jess through like Clay, I always tell them I'm so happy she's on the radio now that I can just turn her off whenever I want.
Had to get a dad joke in there somewhere.